thanks for coming out to AUX RTN. We have the Pretty Flowers in studio to play a couple tunes and talk about the single that they released last month, the Long Con, and plans for the future. But I think we're going to jump right into a tune before we get to all that.
Sure.
What are we playing first?
We're going to play another one of the singles that we released last month called Another Way to Lose.
Awesome.
We're going to play that one.
Great. This is the Pretty Flowers on AUX RTN. That is the Pretty Flowers on AUX RTN with Another Way to Lose. Thank you guys so much for coming out with all that's going on in the world. It feels really good to kind of get back to what we used to do.
Yeah. This is a really awesome. We're very thankful that you invited us out and got us back practicing and had something to practice for. This is really really cool.
Yeah, and this is the first time that we have done live video, which is super. It's crazy for us. There's a whole lot more to set up than two audio engineers probably should. And so if anything goes dark, it's Matt's fault. Just kidding.
Matt, you're doing great.
I am. You can't hear what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's the benefit, I guess, of video. You can't see what we're doing either, so we could fuck up gigantically and you wouldn't see us either.
That's the video. That's the one. There's one video, and that's and that's it.
We have.
So there's a camera in the drum room.
I see.
Well, as long as we're breaking the fourth wall, I'm going to move that real quick.
Yeah, camera in the drum room, camera in the control room here, 2 cameras on you guys out there.
Cool.
Um,
And there's that one. I didn't even notice that before.
You didn't want to put a camera at the end on the end neck of my guitar to get like that 80s metal thing?
we thought about it and thought against it. I mean, considering the Warren Zevon covers and all that, that'd be
Uh-huh.
along the right line, right?
True.
Sure.
Are they all fisheye lens? Because that'd be kind of cool.
They are actually
Cool. So it's like a Beastie Boys video.
Yeah.
correct. So, can you guys talk a little bit about the recording of these last 2 singles and where you guys did it? Did you guys do it with someone, or you guys did it
Yeah.
on your own?
So this one was a little different than how we have recorded previously. Previously, the first album was done with Jake Gideon, our guitar player. He is an engineer, and he recorded 90% of the album and mixed 100% of it.
No, Dan Long.
Oh, Dan Long, that's right. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dan. He mixed a lot of it.
I was too slow. I had too much other stuff going on.
Are you an engineer by trade?
Yeah.
Nice. Where do you work out of?
At this point,
His
my
closet.
house.
Nice. That's a good situation to be in.
Yeah.
What about before the world turned upside down?
I've been working from home for a long time. I started out at a studio in Burbank called Mad Dog Studios long time ago.
How long ago?
That was 2003.
So are you just primarily mixing out of the house?
Pretty much. I do track. I figured out ways to do it.
Yeah.
For the Pretty Flowers album, I had an actual like basement studio in Pasadena, but I had to move out of that house. So now it's more makeshift.
But we did that, and then we won for the first album, and then we were chosen to record a day at Fortress Studio downtown LA.
I'm not familiar.
For Converse rubber tracks.
Is that still going on?
I don't know if it's still going on, but it was
I
a really
doubt it.
great thing. And in the middle of recording our first album, I think right when Sam joined, I believe, we got we had filled out an application to get studio time somewhere in LA. And I feel like it was like within like a week or two, we had a date that we could go and record a full day at Fortress. And it was a really expensive studio. I think it was
fancy.
It was very fancy and a huge room. And I think it was mostly used by a lot of emo bands or like
In LA?
2000s emo
Okay.
bands, or it was started by someone
us.
who was in some really successful emo band that I
It definitely felt like a studio with somebody who had a lot of money to burn.
yes.
They typically are most studios.
But the engineer we got was great, and it was a really fun studio, and we were there for, was it just one day?
It was either one or two.
One or two, I think it was one day.
It was probably one day.
And then so we did like one full album track there, and then we did a couple just B-side tracks there.
But you forgot the best part is that we got free shoes.
And we got free shoes. We got free Converse. It was fun. And so we did that, and then so Jake mostly mixed. To come back around, Jake actually mixed and most of the album and engineered most of the album.
The first record.
The first record.
Right.
And then this second record that we, I think last August, September, we went to Adam Lassus's studio in North Hollywood. He relocated his studio Red. I think it was in, where was it before?
I think he was just working from home.
Um,
He had a studio in New Jersey a long time ago. I
Okay.
think.
So he moved his studio out to LA, and we were like the band that christened. They were the rock band that christened his studio.
Yeah,
And-
it was perfect timing because I was seeing him. He was posting all these things about the construction of the studio, and we were on tour talking about where we want to record. And I was like, I should get in touch with him
Yeah.
and see if we can be the guinea pigs for his first.
And Adam
session.
had done some really great records with Helium. He back in the '90s, and he did the Dirt of Luck album with them. And he was telling us some stories that was when I think Matador was a subsidiary of Atlantic, and they had he said, "Oh, we were in the studio for like 3 months straight." Like they recorded the album over 3 months and just like had total freedom to make this album, and that was a long time
So did
ago.
you reach out to him?
Jake had a connection with him. He knew him from a while ago, and he liked our music and was like, "Oh, this is like 90s rock," that he like totally responded to immediately.
He seemed totally perfect.
Totally perfect.
And I knew, he responded exactly the way I thought he would. He was like so enthusiastic. Yeah. He's one of the most enthusiastic people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, he was awesome. And we were there for how many days? 3 days?
2
4
days.
days?
Well,
We
I
did
was
a
there
couple
for
2 days of tracking and then some overdubs. I think we went back another day, but we did everything but vocals and some overdubs. So
Okay.
we got the bed tracks down, and it was great. It was a really, really great studio, and Adam was awesome to work with. And then us trying to figure out what we're doing in this climate to release an album. We're still working on it. We still need to do a lot of.
Not that much, really.
Well, we still need to do vocals for virtually
you do almost
everything.
all the vocals.
So these tunes that were released in July are on this new record.
They're on the new record, and those
Great.
are the ones that we finished and that we wanted to get out to just keep some momentum and being like, hey, we have stuff that's finished, and we are really proud of these songs, and we want to get them out there. So
are these the ones that are being worked on with that producer, or was that was the second record?
So this is the second. This is the second record. So this is going to be on the second. These two songs are going to be on the second record, and we had Alex Newport mix these two, and
Can't get away from that guy.
I know
He's
he's everywhere. He's doing everything. He's really really awesome, and he was very very nice to how do I say it? To listen
Work
to
with
our
us.
suggestions.
Very patient.
Very patient with Jake's meticulous notes of relinquishing mixing control for these two songs, and he did an awesome job, and just I think he got a vocal sound that we hadn't found before, and I think we all really like the way he did the vocals and everything else too, but vocals especially. We found something new there. And
Newport.
Yeah, he was awesome. And then, we're trying to figure out what to do with. I mean, I don't know how you release an album these days in this current
TikTok.
Yeah.
in this place.
Well, I've done something a few times since COVID where someone really needed to record a vocal fast, but my girlfriend's a nurse, so I can't really let people in my house because it's who knows what she's bringing
Liability.
home. So to protect other people, I did this experiment of recording people singing in their cars in my driveway, and I would just run cables out to the driveway.
Huh.
And it actually works. And I've gotten better at it. And this last time I did it, it's like it got a really cool vocal sound. I was like,
That's crazy.
man.
And I'm totally open to doing that when it's not like 98 degrees
Right.
at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, you could just have the car on with the AC blowing. You know.
It actually, like
Good ambient sound.
last time I used SM7, and not to get super technical, but you can pretty much have the air on with one of those. Then it doesn't pick up a lot of extra stuff.
It really doesn't
Barely
pick up
picks
much.
up vocal.
That's true.
Just put the thicker windscreen on it. And is there a preference on the vehicle? Like, I mean, that's really. I mean, we all know SM7. Come on, like, but what
Yeah,
vehicle?
lowest gain microphone known to man.
Like VW's better for like less mid range.
Musicians Magazine could put out like which vehicles are best for vocals and.
Sure.
Musicians trend instead of motor trend.
Do you guys want to jump into another song, and then we can come back and talk about the process of recording these new tunes?
Sure. I think we're gonna do the Long Con.
Awesome. This is The Pretty Flowers on AUX Return.
Yep. And it was pretty pathetic of me to think that I could ever change a goddamn thing. I was over a barrel, angry and blue. My feelings were my war. Side 2, I found a hole in the smoke where I tried to extinguish the butt of a joke. And if this is real life, how come I can still see the boom mic? The long con is long gone. The long con is long gone. And a good rain's gonna wash this town away. A good rain is coming any day. The long con is long gone. The long con is long gone. And a good rain's gonna wash this town away. A good rain is coming any day. A good rain's gonna wash this town away. A good rain is coming any day. The long con is long gone. The long con is long gone.
So are you doing like a Source Connect thing, or just he's giving you mixes and you're giving notes and just doing a revision process like that?
You mean with Alex?
Right.
Yeah.
I think he did 4 passes. And
Nice.
we
Clean.
had extremely meticulous notes. I think Sean's mic
Yeah.
is.
It's okay. Keep talking.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Check. Keep going, Jake.
I'm like winded from that song.
My headphones fell off.
We don't have the stamina we had pre-COVID.
Nobody does.
Speak for yourself.
Um,
The will to live is dwindling every day.
I think it just took with Alex. It took just a few passes to. I don't think we did a great. I think at first we just wanted to see what he did, like without any guidance really,
Mhm.
and then we got to like get an idea of his interpretation, and then
Was
we
it
just kinda
was
just
it
met.
close to your idea, or was it something way off the charts?
The first mix was pretty far away from what I heard.
Hmm.
Um,
And did you give him references like pre-mixes that you'd done?
Not at first.
Yeah.
I mean,
Only on the
I
second
would say
draft.
the tracks were semi pre-mixed when we gave it to them. Like, the guitar tones were relatively set, and it just took a while to get like sort of the. Is this about as specific as I can get? Is like the mid range was something that I was like specifically.
So
You were bugging about the mid-range?
a little bit, yeah.
Well, so being an engineer, and obviously you're hiring somebody, so you kind of entrust in him to be able to mix it properly. How does it work for you when say you have something that you could tell him like this is just what I want changed, But like, how do you go about like not encroaching on like, oh, I'm going to tell you how to do this versus like, I got to tell you how to interpret what we're working on, what you're trying to portray.
It was we kind of like had a band Zoom and talked about it, and I went into super specifics about what I thought and how we could convey our ideas to him, and he was so receptive that like you never know how people are going to react to like
Sure.
Right.
Well, also you being an engineer and getting those notes from other people, and sometimes you feel like.
I think we can say it out loud. Like, sometimes things sound stupid, like when it's like,
Sure.
especially if it's like a text, like, oh, hey, I don't want to go into specifics on that, but like
my favorite story. I worked with this guy David Bianco, who sadly passed away a couple of years ago, but he had a story about this guy who would write him these really long emails describing nothing having to do with music or sound. It was almost like poetry.
But they're mixed notes.
And yeah, they were mixed notes. And I only remember one of them. He said he wanted it to feel like hovercrafts approaching the coast, and then the transitioning from the water up onto the beach of the hovercrafts. And that's what he wanted the mix to sound like.
Wow.
That sounds amazing.
I'm trying to
want
imagine.
that record.
Like that must be like some effects notes, right?
It was a Blink-182
knows.
record.
this is secondhand, so I won't go into specifics. This is somebody else's story, but I heard a bass player, some producer one time told him to play it like you're skiing down a slope.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What?
Like
Well,
it's like be on top of the beat, maybe.
There's like a famous video or an audio of Art Garfunkel trying to explain to an engineer what he was after. I think with the reverb on a track or something, and it is something.
Yeah.
Side note, Google
putting
that.
mixed notes into words sometimes is hard for non-engineers without the vocabulary.
But
But it's our job to turn that into like a note.
I just looked at it like if I got the notes that we had sent him, I would have been happy because they were very clear and.
like as overwhelming as they kind of seemed to the rest of the band, and we were a little nervous about sending the email and being like, it was just like, this is their language. They totally understand this. They're in this engineer mixing world. These are very detailed notes that I would assume he would really appreciate, and he did. It was just like, oh, totally.
And he would like get us a new mix within like a few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I mean, with super concise notes, you just take it like a bullet list.
Yeah.
Like you're not trying to interpret something.
Yeah.
Cool.
By the fourth pass, there were only like 2 notes, so we really narrowed it down.
Jeez.
And there's still only one lingering note, but we let it slide.
Well, that gets sent on the last like 1 or 2 gets sent on to mastering anyway, so somebody else's problem.
I want to come back and talk about the Golden Beat sessions.
Oh, sure.
But let's play another tune, and then we can come back and chat about that.
Sure, we're going to do a new one that we've written in COVID times
Okay.
that we are playing live.
There are bigger things to worry about than some little band from the underground peeking its head out. You turned and you were
New song written during these strange times, right?
Yeah.
We almost know how to play it.
Almost.
How are you guys collaborating on these? Like,
So over, I think, let's see, when did I get I've been using a Spire Studio to kind of do demos to Jake's grief. Yeah, he's
Do you know what those are?
Do you know what those are? It's like a portable studio that
I
is.
have no clue.
So it's a portable studio that you can plug directly into it.
Like a Porta Studio.
It's a Porta Studio. It has, I mean, it's a very small little pod thing, and it has a mic on it.
Oh.
It's made by Isotope.
Isotope, and you can make you can do.
Are they a
Like
sponsor?
socks?
It's an.
No.
We have no sponsor, so
You can talk shit about whatever.
we prefer you talk shit about.
I love their plugins.
If
I
they
do.
start paying, we'll love them.
It's an 8-track. It's an 8-track digital 8-track.
Yeah.
And you can plug in an external mic. You can go through pedals and then plug in directly to the back of the machine and do 8 tracks.
Is there a visual interface?
Yeah. So you use it.
It's very colorful.
There's an app on your. You can use it standalone, or there's an app that you can use, and you use it with the app, and they both work together. I like it. I like doing some demos. I got a pedal that acts as a drum machine that has been very helpful getting away from click track, which was driving me insane. And so you can do all these different tracks, and so I've been doing tracks and then recording over the drum tracks. I went over to Sean's place and recorded live drums with him, and then Sam has the capability to record bass.
I have GarageBand.
He has GarageBand, and so he does bass, and then we send all the tracks to Jake. And we're still working out how vocals work because there's been some issues with some of the vocal tracks. But the car, yeah, I found a good closet that works to do.
The car would be infinitely better.
But so we I did
Frankenstein
a full demo of that song, and then we kind of and I sent it to everyone. Everyone kind of did their own pieces of the song. And Jake mixed them, and
I think this is the third song we've done this way, right?
Yeah, because we did a song that's for a television personalities compilation that's coming out, cassette compilation. There's a guy named Bobby who is up in Oakland, and he is a huge television personalities fan, DJ guy, and he is. He asked a bunch of bands that he likes to do television personalities covers, and we did a song called "King and Country" that they did, and we kind of did our own take on it that wound up being kind of a ska-ish.
It was like Sandinista style.
Like Sandinista style ska,
Little dub.
not third wave.
Sure.
Like,
It's not real Big Fish.
Not like
Right.
third wave. Like the Clash was the reference point there. So we did that. We did
A lot of spring reverbs and echoes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then we did that, and then we did. We were asked to participate in a Clueless soundtrack 25th anniversary, and we did a cover of Smoking Popes "Need You Around,"
Rad.
which we did kind of. I played acoustic on that, and
you recorded that the same way that.
Yeah, we did that the same way, and that one turned out really. I mean,
They
both
both-
of those turned out great.
Yeah, they've turned out really cool.
Bucket Beach is the only one that's had.
It's
had more trouble.
Bucket Beach is gonna be great. It's just the vocals.
So is that like the limitation of it? Just plugging in a vocal mic to it, or
of the Spire.
yeah?
So
Because it sounds like, I mean, how it's I guess describing right now. It sounds like a
designed.
miracle box.
It's pretty. It's pretty
It's
amazing.
just- Cleans your
carpets, too.
Or $300.
it's designed as like for songwriters to just get ideas down and then
Mm-hmm.
multi-track.
I think Phoebe Bridgers is a big proponent.
The problem with Noah's in particular is that the internal mic is this insane Omni mic that like picks up like it could probably pick up the freeway from inside this room. It is so sensitive.
Wow.
And recording vocals with it is not great.
But there is an external microphone in.
Yes.
Yes, but I don't own
Gotcha.
a mic until
Why are you going to buy a microphone when you already spent $300 on the thing that does everything?
The problem is, I let him borrow this microphone. I was like, please use this microphone to do vocals. And it's supposed to disable the internal microphone when you plug it in, and it was not. And so it was
And
this
I didn't realize
incredible phase nightmare.
Oh my god!
So I
Call
did
it a
two-
cool
so-
slapback. dude.
So I did two takes because I thought I had it in the wrong input originally, except it just the function where it's supposed to disable it was not working. So I did two takes where I didn't test the fucking mic just to make sure that it was not on. And of course, when I went the third time, I was like, oh, it's on and it's just not disabling. So
I believe my words when I first heard it were, "What in God's name is happening here?"
And
got a
then
little
when
too
I
high.
used the mic on the Spire, I chose to. I thought that it would be a good room to use it, but in my shower. So I have a stand-up shower, and so I put it on a stool, the Spire on a stool in the shower, and sang into it in the shower. And
Yeah, you see it on
was-
TV, but
yeah.
it,
And it was
Jake's
what did you
brain
say?
melted.
It
It,
was
sa-
like
it sounded like he was recording his vocal in an empty silo.
yeah. I've seen
my
that
morning
setting
jacket.
on lexicon machines.
Yes. I
Silo.
think the thing is, like, it probably would have been okay if he was not using the most sensitive Omni mic ever made.
Yeah.
Well, this is gonna get real nerdy, but can't you just do it like 4 or 5 times, and then just like slightly put them out of phase, and then there you go,
I
correct
suppose.
it back in phase.
I suppose.
That's a debate for another day.
That's one of those things where you're like, I can EQ this out, and you just
And you spend like 3 hours.
yeah,
and then
you end up cutting every frequency, and you're like, there's no sound left.
Right.
That only works when you have 2 hours to do a 3-hour job.
Right.
I did want to talk about Golden Beat.
oh sure.
Where was that record recorded?
At Golden Beat Studios.
Right, I figured.
So Golden Beat
So-
Studios is in. It's at ABC Rehearsal Studios in
Right.
Glendale?
Glassell Park.
Right.
Glassell Park.
Glassell Park.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, I used to live like right around the corner. So was it just a rehearsal space turned studio? Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Nice.
He has shows there. We played 2 shows there. We played one show, and then he was like, "Hey, you guys want some like a free day in the studio?"
You guys are sick.
Dang. So you didn't knock all that out in a day.
We
did.
You did.
Yeah.
pretty close.
The-
We
the
didn't get
drums
all
and
the
bass.
vocals in one day, but we got all the tracks.
So are you tracking together on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
record?
Yeah.
Nice. As opposed to the other recordings are done piecemeal. For the most part.
For the most part, I mean, we did a lot of live.
Most of the basics in this band have been live.
Yeah. So no click.
No.
Yeah.
No, me and Sean used to usually knock out the
Yeah.
rhythm section together.
But actually,
Nice.
on the Golden Beat stuff, we kept a lot of the like what were going to be scratch guitar.
It was meant to be raw and kind of
Yeah.
loose and
It
quick.
feels that way. It feels like honest. It's super honest.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and considering that it's all covers, like that's kind of difficult to do sometimes.
Yeah, it was when Andrew, who works at the studio, asked us to do it. So we had played a show there, and it was a lot of fun. It was just a big, sweaty studio with 25 people packed in there.
It's like about this size, right?
It's smaller. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Crazy
I mean,
is
there's no,
it was
there,
last-
there would be
it was-
no piano would be able to fit.
It was
Right.
last
Fit-
week,
fit
and
in
then everyone ended up in the hospital.
It's not COVID friendly.
I'm joking.
And so he asked us to come in for a day, and Sean was very new to the band at that point. I think he'd only played 2 or 3 shows with us, 4, and
A few.
we kind of just wanted. We had just put out the Why Trains Crash record, and we didn't have new songs really, and we wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to record there.
Mm-hmm.
And we had always played a bunch of covers, and we actually forgot about. There was a couple covers that we did live that we just forgot about because we did so many of them. We did a cover of Tom Petty's "Deliver Me,"
Mhm.
which is from something After Dark. What is that record? It's from that record.
Petty After Dark.
It's a great song, and we forgot about that one. We would have recorded it if we could, but we just came up with kind of a new batch of tracks to record, and
Noah sent us this list of the most eclectic and strange, like some of those we had not played.
We had not played most
Like-
of them.
like
most
what?
We had not played Phoebe Bridgers.
The Wipers.
at all.
Split ends.
Split Ends we had not played.
The Wipers one.
Oh yeah, the wipers.
Wipers we had not played.
What about
Uh,
the Zevon tune?
At the time, I don't know if we had.
I don't know if we had
don't
at the
think
time,
so.
but we that
started
that one
playing
was
it
definitely
live.
incorporated into the live set after Golden Beat.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the one we played the most regularly.
Yeah, I mean that's such an amazing song.
Oh my god, Zevon was so amazing.
Yeah.
Just his live records are just incredible. That Jump in the Fire
Yeah.
record is just so good, and I think there's a live version of, I think it's Excitable Boy that is on YouTube. From I believe it's the same like Roxy show that the Jump in the Fire was
It's-
recorded at,
yeah.
and
Those-
it's just
those recordings
so
are
amazing.
crazy.
And
There was a small contingent who were super excited about that cover.
I'm included in that. Oh, you mean in the band?
No. In our audience,
Oh,
like some people,
Yeah.
everyone who's into him is really into him.
yeah,
We've heard people yell the song title
Yeah.
at shows. Lord's got the money.
dads are real stoked on Warren Zevon. There's a big crossover.
If we could just get Letterman to a show, he's
I
like
know.
the biggest Zevon fan.
Yeah,
I love
so
my
that-
drums.
We did those songs, and it was recorded pretty quickly. We only did CDs and digital of that. Oh no, we did cassettes.
Yeah.
Dirt Cult actually released the cassettes of that, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So
And-
you said you did that in front of like 25 people?
no, I'm just saying.
Just people were working.
No, I was saying that they do shows there,
Oh.
and so we played a show there, and that's when Andrew asked us to play or asked us to record at some later date. But there was like 20 people crammed for the when they have shows.
Ah.
People are crammed in there.
now
and
that
it's-
sounds like a nightmare, though. Like 25 people in the tracking room
Yeah.
while you're tracking a record.
I was about to say like that sounded. How does that work?
Yeah.
Polly Foxbury.
there's less expensive equipment.
But there was I was shocked at. I thought there was gonna be a ton of bleed, like because we had our amps pretty loud. And the amps were in the room, the drums were all in one room, and it ended up sounding really cool.
Were they baffled or anything? Or
Nope.
Really?
And we were baffled.
Did you hear the raw tracks, or did they just come across as no bleed after the fact?
No, I heard it. I
Wow.
soloed up the drums. I was like, holy moly! It's like because the amps were facing us, so they were facing away from the drums, but still, like they were pretty loud.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed.
Yeah,
And
that seems to be a big issue with at least how Tristan and I seem to have done most of this stuff in our other job.
Sure. I mean, we've done a lot of these sessions with a drummer in the tracking room right there, like right underneath the cloud there, and it's always an issue. We have, even with baffles, even with plexiglass, like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just the vocal just becomes a drum room mic.
In my basement in Pasadena, it did not work. We had to go direct with the guitars.
Concrete basement.
The ceiling was wood.
Mhm.
It was just a low ceiling, and it just did not work. There was so much bleed. It
Yeah.
was just crazy.
Low
Understood.
ceiling or high floors, one of the two.
Yeah.
But I really did like doing vocals at Golden Beat. I felt like there was just a nice, comfortable environment, and it was good. It was a
I've
nice
been in a
place.
couple of those rooms, and I remember them not being air conditioned.
There was air conditioning, but you had to turn it off because it's super loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
it's
I
like
don't think-
it's on a timer, like those bathroom lights.
Okay. Yeah, I never rented one, but I had friends that did, and I don't know.
Is it like the same company? They have one in Van Nuys too. Is that the same?
I don't know.
Do they like? Is that
There
the
is-
same company?
I believe there is another ABC somewhere, but I'm not sure.
Is it
where.
just named the same?
No, I think it's the same company.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I've been to one of Van Nuys.
They have super high ceilings, which is nice.
Mhm.
Like really high.
Yeah.
That's where the bleed went.
Do you guys want to play another tune, and then we'll say goodbyes after
Sure.
that?
Yeah.
But what's the
Sure.
next tune?
The next tune is Deceptionist, which is the last track off of Y Train's Crash.
Awesome. This is the Pretty Flowers on Aux Return.
Ready? comes up, baby, you can try and make it right. Armageddon, dude, makes it hard to move. Armageddon, dude, is creeping up on you. Armageddon, dude, makes it hard to move. Armageddon, dude, is creeping up on you.
The Pretty Flowers on Aux Return. Thank you guys so much for coming by, playing tunes, and talking with us. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Where can we find you on social media?
We are, let's see, we're on Instagram at _pretty_flowers.
Just Google the Pretty
Just Google
Flowers
The Pretty
Band.
Flowers. Or you can go to theprettyflowers.net. I think everything is there.
Just,
We-
just know that we're not
Just-
we're not florists.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure the Pretty Flowers.
No, you want to Google the
We're-
Pretty
we're-
Flowers Band.
We're on all the social medias.
So you have album coming up soon-ish?
No date or
Soon-ish?
no date or anything, but we're still figuring it out.
I see that I could obtain some coffee through you guys.
Oh,
What's
the
that
coffee
about?
thing. So yeah, Sean is responsible for that one. He's in a running club called McKellar.
No, actually,
Oh.
is this on?
Yeah.
So an editor friend of mine, I work in television. He roasts beans in his backyard, and
Dang.
yeah, in Glendale. And because of COVID, we thought it was be kind of interesting to do a cool new band merch thing.
Both Sean and I are
And-
big coffee lovers, and
Yeah.
Sam too. I think.
Yeah.
Jake is
I
not a big
enjoy
coffee
it.
guy, but we were really excited to do this, and our friend Sasha Lubkoff did the design of the label there, which was cool. And
We gave him we want floral tasting notes, just kind of cheeky, pretty flowers, floral, chocolatey notes, and yeah, it came out great. We're excited.
Yeah.
It's available now.
it's available now. And
Nice.
support indie coffee roasters.
Awesome.
Who is the roaster?
It's called Tropico Roast.
Tropico. Very cool.
Yeah, they're out of Glendale.
Awesome.
Well, they could go get the coffee there. If
You
wanna
get a
find-
record,
Yep.
pick up a record.
Pick up a record sometimes.
Well, it's just his house, but
Okay.
you can order it online. And
Yeah, we ship
it'll be
'em.
sent. It's shipped, roasted. I think usually like the same day, and shipped. And he's great. He's
And there's a QRC code on the bag, so you can get the song as well.
yeah.
Awesome. So wait, you get the song when you buy the coffee?
It's just a code to
Spotify.
Spotify.
Gotcha.
So
That's-
yes, you
that's
can.
cool.
Cool. So this has been Aux Return. If you want to find us, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, and auxreturn.com. If you find us on Instagram, Aux Return, AUX_RTN, on Facebook at Aux Return. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks a bunch, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.